but like, and I haven't done any research on this, but I'm gonna ballpark it. Haven't like 90% of all plane crashes been white dudes?
What's good, you guys, and welcome back on today's episode. How are you guys doing? I hope you all are doing great. And if you are joining here for the very first time, hi, welcome. Please don't make it your last time, so make sure to smash the subscribe button and turn your bell notification on. There is this clip of Charlie Kirk on a podcast with other people that has been going viral because of a downgraded statement he made about black people, and how he said he's going to be questioning black people qualification if he ever find them in some certain places. This went viral and so many people posted about it. Candace Owens as well made a video about the statement that Charlie made, and I would just say she wasn't the case, because what are all these things? Why are we bringing so-called black people down? Like, why? And then after Charlie made that statement, he went ahead to say it is not him, it is just the reality that the lefties have created. I have put together all of these clips, so sit back, relax, and let's see what these people have to say about black people's qualification.
I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
Well, that's the
you wouldn't have done that. You wouldn't have. You wouldn't have done that before.
That's not an immediate.
No, you wouldn't have done that before.
That's not who I am. That's not what I believe.
It is the
Oh, really? Then who are you? What do you believe, Charlie Kirk? Because you know what I think when I see a white guy of medium to low intelligence with a huge audience because he spews racist and other bigoted ideas? I think they've been handed everything they've ever had. Do you know how difficult it probably was for that black pilot to get where they are? Don't project your shit onto them. Just because your path to fame and fortune was paved with gold doesn't mean that's how it's been for everybody else.
I would be terrified if I got onto a plane and I saw a woman.
I'm terrified that in 2024, a woman is anti-woman. Go back and watch the video, because it's absolutely ridiculous that a woman of any color would be anti-woman. If a pilot is qualified to fly an airplane, they're qualified to fly an airplane. No matter what race, what color, what sex, it doesn't matter. Is she really trying to say that only white men should fly airplanes to make her feel better? I'm confused here and a little frustrated that we're still fighting for equality. Women should be able to do anything if qualified in any job. Simple as that. It's not really hard. The fact we're fighting again for autonomy in healthcare is freaking crazy enough, but this bullshit?
I agree with Charlie Kirk. If I get on a plane and I see the pilot is black, I'm gonna be wondering too if he's qualified or not. And he probably won't be, because all this DEI stuff. You hire people based on merit, not the color of their skin. And wasn't it Martin Luther King who said we judge by the content of the character, not the color of their skin? The only black pilot I'd trust is Denzel Washington, because he landed that plane when he was 3 sheets to the wind drunk. Now with this DEI, they could probably hire some black pilot and they're up there drinking and they can't land a plane like Denzel could. And it don't stop there. They hire unqualified mechanics just because they're black, and then they don't know how to put a door on correctly, and you're up 30,000 feet in the air and the dadgum door fly off. So now what's next? You're just going to give everybody on the plane a parachute because you're afraid of being anti-woke, and if the door flies off, people just have to jump out and hope that the parachute opens? Hire people based on skill, not the color of their skin, because I don't want to be all flustered and weary when I get on a plane just because the pilot's black, and I don't know if he's been hired just because he's black and he doesn't have the qualifications to fly the dadgum thing. Stay prayed up, patriots, just in case you end up on a plane and the pilot's black.
I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
Well, that's the. You wouldn't have done that. You wouldn't have. You wouldn't have done that before.
That's not an immediate.
No, you wouldn't have done that before.
That's not who I am. That's not what I believe.
It is the reality the left has created.
And people always be wondering why black people be getting so mad. Because, bro, we could literally be doing absolutely nothing. There's a black pilot just trying to do his damn job. And what we catch? Another fucking stray out of nowhere. And then they say shit like that. and then want to be like, but I'm not racist. That's not racist. That's just an opinion. Like, but then when I get on here and I say black people can't be racist because we don't oppress nobody, and the reason why we be feeling the way that we feel about other people is because of how they do us. This man just sat on here and said if he saw a black pilot, he would question if that man had his credentials or not. What does that qualify as? Because that's what I want to know. Somebody enlighten me for real, for real.
These type of people, I swear, y'all are so left behind. It's really not even jarring, just tiring. Like, you say stuff like that and just think it's okay. Like, you don't think it's anything wrong with what you said. What you said is it's the same reason why stuff like affirmative action exists. And when people say, oh, I'm going to go, if I see a black person, I'm gonna give them opportunity. I'm going to give them a chance, because most of the time they don't give us a chance. We're overlooked, we're discriminated against, underpaid, undervalued, all those things. But y'all go ahead and watch.
And that's why I think this United story and the DEI story hits so hard, because we've all been in the back of a plane when the turbulence hits, or when you're flying through a storm and you're like, I'm so glad I saw the guy with the right stuff and the square jaw get into the cockpit before we took off. And I feel better now.
No, I mean, like, you want to go thought crime? Like, I'm sorry. If I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
Well, you wouldn't have done that. You wouldn't have done that before.
That's not an immediate.
No, you wouldn't have done that before.
That's not who I am. That's not what I believe.
It is the reality the left has created.
It's the reality the left created. No, it's the reality that we live, we experience in a world that y'all benefit from, that was created by y'all's people. It's just what we have to go through. We don't want to go through it. We don't have to make it our reality. It just is. You say, I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. Is it because you know that we lack resources, lack opportunity? We often get overlooked. We're not given the same education and same resources to benefit from like you guys do. We have to fight 10 times harder to get the spot, to get a quarter of what you get. Is that why? Because if it is, then you know there's a problem, right? Or are you saying that now just because people are going out of their way to give us an opportunity that we don't usually get? Going out of their way to pick a black pilot because there aren't many? Because if so, that's also a problem, because do you think they're just picking black pilots out of thin air? If there is a black pilot that they're picking, best believe it, he's 10 times more qualified than any other pilot, because he had to fight 10 times as hard to get in the position he is in. Because typically we don't get those kind of opportunities. So we work extra hard, and in that process, you become overqualified. You become nothing of mediocre, only exceptional. So if you do see a black pilot, it's most likely he's overqualified and you're in safe hands. Be grateful and stop trying to make black people feel bad for having opportunities that are given to them because they're overlooked and undervalued. I mean, who created that system where when we fill out applications, we got to put what our race is? Who set that system up where white is right, white is better? Who set that system up where if people see black, they question whether or not you're qualified? Don't be mad at us for finding a way, finding a system that benefits us for the better of our community and better for everyone else. Especially in this specific situation, you having a black pilot doesn't just benefit the black pilot. It benefits you, me, and everyone else.
So there is a video of, Lord help me, of Charlie Kirk on his little podcast with some other people on his podcast, and he says that if he were on a plane and he saw that the pilot was black, his first thought would be, God, I hope he's qualified. And then he proceeds to say how that statement is not him and that's not how he thinks. And the other people that were there with him on his little podcast were saying, yeah, I mean, that mindset is totally been pushed on us because of the left and because of DEI and, you know, because things are being given to people because of race and not because of merit. Here's my question for people like Charlie Kirk. Is there no scenario in your mind, given the history of this country, where maybe the reason why you have never seen a black pilot before is because people in hiring positions abused their authority and didn't hire people of color because they were, racist? Which is kind of why DEI was needed in the first place and mandated in some industries, because people were abusing their authority and simply not hiring people because they had biases and prejudice against them and were just blatantly racist. Like, I don't want to hire a Black person. I don't want to hire a Latina person. I don't want to hire an Asian person. It's just, why is that never part of the conversation with these people?
Boy, I hope he's qualified.
More women and wants there to be more Black people, and he's not concerned at first with qualification.
So, does anyone else get the feeling that Candace Owens may suffer from Stockholm Syndrome? I think every time she opens her mouth, she proves the theory that she is functioning out of trauma, and that trauma being what she experienced in high school with discrimination. I think that she has developed a bond between her traumatic experiences and those that put her through that trauma, and trying to prove herself worthy to those people, because the self-hatred that she has for herself is at an all-time high of unhealthiness. I used to feel sorry for her, but now at this point, I feel like it is something that she is doing on purpose and without the guidance of a healthcare professional. Let this be a reminder. Mental health is a serious thing. Mental health matters. Getting the proper help and making sure that you have the proper interventions in place is imperative. And God, I pray that that child that she has, she is at least teaching them the importance of their African American heritage and the importance behind it. Even though I know her child is biracial, I am a parent of a biracial child, and every day my daughter knows both sides of herself. She rejoices in both sides. These days, a little bit more the African American side, but nonetheless, she embraces both sides of herself. And I can see the trauma all over Candace Owens, and it's pretty sad. Actually, it's pathetic. I just hope that she's getting psychiatric help for that.
What do you guys think about the comment that Charlie made on that podcast? The fact that it dropped such an annoying bomb and still said, that's not who I am. And instead of taking accountability and saying what you want to say, we your futures, he said, that is the reality that the lefties have created. Like, you drop the bomb, you're not taking accountability and still blaming it on someone else and telling people that that is not who you are, and saying it out loud that that is not who you are. But you just said that if you were to be on a plane and you saw a Black pilot, you would definitely like, is this person actually qualified? In this same history or in this same dynamics or in this same situation that Black people have had to go through, does it ever seem like things just get handed over to Black people? The fact that there are not so many Black pilots should even cancel this conversation. Not that they are not qualified, but they aren't being picked because we know why they are not being picked. And this is just spewing racism. I don't like Black people. I hate diversity. I hate inclusion. I just don't want Black people in spaces. The fact that you can say that means that you are racist. And then now coming back and saying, I'm not like that. Like, then you are like, who? You are like, what? Like, what are you saying? You don't say such big thing or make such conclusion and then run back and say, no, I'm not like that. How? Then how are you? Like, let us understand. And the other clip of Candace Owens as well saying, oh, if she was to be on the plane as well and the pilot is a woman, that one is even very, like, that take is very disgusting to the core. As a woman, I don't think we should be bringing other women down. I don't think we should be saying, oh, we don't deserve this thing, when we already know that majority of these people are already against these people for the color of their skin. And then we are still finding some people amongst ourselves still trying to bring down the same color, the same gender. It's very, very crazy. Like that woman said, I don't think I've ever met someone who is going to be anti-woman in 2024? Why do we have to constantly bring ourselves down? Why do we have to say, I will question you as a woman if you're a pilot? How did they even get there? Are they just walking on the street and just being handed over the certificate that, no, you're not a pilot, you can now fly? That is not how it works. And the fact that there are not so many black in this same industry should tell that they don't even pick black people. When black people want to do something, when they want to get into a certain position, they do that very, very well. They give it their all. We know they don't just get there by just pushing them there. They have to work times two, what a normal person will have to go through. So why are we constantly bringing ourselves down? Let me hear what you guys think about this take. It's so annoying saying when you say black pilot, you are going to start thinking if they are qualified. And then again, if Candace Owens is supporting what Charlie said, that means that she as well does not support black men being a pilot, and she doesn't support black women as well being pilots. So what she's basically saying is, for me to be able to fly and not question the person flying this plane, it has to be a white man. Like, that's basically what Candace Owens is trying to tell us. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you all so much for joining. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe before you go and turn your bell notification on. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. And I love you guys.